I'm James Zanewicz from Tulane Medicine here at the Bullpen during JPM week with Ben Fryer of Pluristyx. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you, James. I appreciate the invitation.
And it's your first time doing a KOL with us, so
it is,
we
yes.
take it easy.
Okay.
Super simple, 3 questions. The first is to get to know you a little bit. Bonus points if you're a chemist, because I am. Have not been to the bench in 30 years, which is probably a good thing. But regardless, would love to hear about your background, how you got where you are today.
Well, unfortunately, I am not a chemist. I was a member of the Chemical Society, but
I'll give you that.
but my PhD is in pharmacology, so
Nice.
close, but not quite.
Still, you understand compounds, yes.
I do, and I barely passed organic chemistry, so we're good there.
Same.
Yeah. So, in terms of my background, you know, I did a PhD in pharmacology at the University of Pennsylvania, and it was in the late 90s, early aughts. Mm-hmm. And this was when the first publications around human embryonic stem cells were being published by Jamie Thompson at the University of Wisconsin. And all I could think was, this is the future of medicine. And it still is, unfortunately. It's not quite yet medicine, but we're getting there. And so I finished my PhD. It was the standard pills and potions, the concentration on like cancer therapies. And what I just realized was I wanted to pivot. So I did a brief postdoc in stem cell biology where I looked at placental stem cells. And then I immediately went to Johnson & Johnson out of that postdoc. It was about an 18-month postdoc. And then I spent 8 years with J&J on their internal venture program, developing a process to manufacture beta islets from pluripotent stem cells as a starting material. So it went all the way from the bank, all the way through to the final drug product. And eventually I ended up leaving, going to the University of Washington in Seattle, which is where I'm located now and where my company is. Spent about 4 years developing a process that was used to make cardiomyocytes, or heart cells, starting with a pluripotent stem cell that was edited. And then I realized, after having done it twice, that there's a really hard part at the beginning, that if you can't get past that, you can't make a product. So I thought, what if I make a company of that? I got a couple co-founders that are amazing humans and amazing scientists to join me, and we did it, and we started Pluristyx. The company's about 6 years old, and we're just launching our first clinical grade cell therapy catalog item this year.
Oh, fantastic. So that probably gives me some insight into your answer to my next question, but What is your focus right now? What are you working on in 2025? I think you probably gave us a preview, but give us a little more information about that.
I think when you look at, I'll give you an example today in the news, January 13th, 2025, Bayer Blue Rock just announced that they're moving into a phase 3 clinical trial with a human embryonic stem cell line derived precursor for a dopaminergic neuron. So they're basically replacing dopaminergic neurons that are lost in Parkinson's. So, you know, the symptoms of Parkinson's, you get a palsy because you don't have enough neurons making dopamine. And so, as a result, you end up with this kind of shake. And the way that they can treat it, the symptoms, they give you dopamine or a dopamine precursor. But they really can't treat Parkinson's except for to replace the cells.
Right.
And what Bayer Blue Rock has is a therapy that can do that. But they're literally starting with the very first embryonic stem cell lines that were made 28 years ago.
Right.
So where does the industry move forward? It's in these new starting materials, which is what we're making. And so what we're really trying to do is try to support the next generation, the fast followers who need that raw material to be able to make a product that can follow or compete with Bayer.
That's amazing. So you're giving the tool for the next generation of treatments in this space, hopefully.
Absolutely.
That is great. That sets me up perfectly for my third and final question, is the Bullpen's all about finding someone, helping them, and repeating. That's why we bring people in. Christian and his team are very careful about selecting people who are about helping others. Yep. But during your KOL interview is the one time where you get to make your ask of that community. Yep. So how can the Bullpen community, the LinkedIn community, because tens of thousands of people will see this now, how can they help you achieve your goal?
Yeah, so really, we've built an amazing technology and product, and I say that, but I do believe it, right? I know it sounds like it's almost arrogant in my confidence in what we sell. Where I know we've fallen down, or where we don't have the strongest front, is the ability to sell and launch our product. We need to get it out there, and the reality is many of the customers that would want and be able to use our product are companies that are just starting, and they don't even know about us. And so I would ask, just people share the word. Like, if you know of somebody that's looking to start a company that's going to be starting with a pluripotent stem cell to make heart cells, bone cells, cartilage, whatever, tell them to come to us. Say, I know the company that could help you, because I think we can.
So basically, anyone who knows people who are in the pluripotent stem cell space, starting companies, refer them to you.
Absolutely.
Reshare this video so that in case you don't know somebody, but they're in your network, and you can think about it.
Tag them.
Tag them. You guys will connect.
Yep.
And to find Ben.
And if you have an extra checkbook lying around, you want to write a check, we'll take an investment.
So what kind of investment round are you doing before we close out?
Yeah, we're doing $10 million. It's intended to launch basically our commercial operations. We have the product, we've manufactured the banks, we're doing the editing right now to manufacture follow-on products. Really, it's around the launch and the product basically penetration.
Right. And is there a minimum you want people to come in at for that, or are you looking for kind of a single investor? What's your goal?
So I would be grateful if I could find a single investor who would write a $10 million check. We're really looking at something in the high hundreds as a single investor.
So high hundreds for a 10 million round, really to move you forward in this manufacturing realm, to help more people.
Exactly.
Ben, thank you so much for sitting down. I hope you have a great rest of your JPM. And
likewise.
Phenomenal to have you as part of the Bullpen.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.